Greetings! Welcome to our show, Ghosts Are Near, where we discuss various aspects of the paranormal and paranormal exploration. I am your host, Keith Johnson, the founder of N.E.A.R, New England Anomalies Research. With me is my co-host and co-founder, Sandra Johnson.
Hello there. It's me.
And a big welcome to our studio audience. All right.
They're all here.
Ever enthusiastic studio audience. Now I'd like to start out by just reading a little bit of feedback, if I may, because we do appreciate it.
Speaking of feedback, it's like echoey in here today or something. Something's different.
The place is haunted. We're here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that explains it.
Okay. David Fritz says, "Greetings."
He knows you well.
Yes, he does. I just wanted to drop you a line and tell you I love your show, Ghosts Are Near. In my opinion, it is the best talk show put out on paranormal topics. Well, thank you, David, very much. We very much appreciate that, don't we, Sandra?
Hey, Dave. Thank you.
Very much. This comes from Melissa Martin Ellis. Ghosts Are Near is such a good show. You guys do an amazing job, and I enjoy watching it. Well, thank you, Melissa, very much. We always appreciate that, so much hearing that.
Very kind.
I'm glad some people are watching us.
I guess so.
Good to know.
Dave and Melissa are.
Right. Well, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our distinguished guest for this evening. From New England Paranormal Research, we have John Brightman and Jeff Durrett. Give them a big round of applause.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Glad you could make it, guys.
Glad you could have us here.
I think we've met you before.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes, we have met before, and recently we attended a very enjoyable convention held in Fall River, and we got to traverse the infamous Freetown State Forest while on that convention. And in the middle of the night, too.
Yes. Sure.
You had people going, what up till 3 in the morning?
Yes, I think the last ones got done Saturday night, Sunday morning, about 3 a.m.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
The weather didn't really cooperate for that excursion, did it?
No, Friday night was really bad, but you know what? Everybody stuck it out, had a good time, enjoyed it, and that was the most important part. You know, everybody did. Saturday, it cold, but it held off with the rain, so that was good.
All right, and this says Freetown Paranormal Convention, the first annual.
Yes.
Because it is going to be a repeat.
Right.
This is the first.
Hopefully it will be. This was the first one, and we're going to do some little bit of changes with it and try and get it to run a little smoother next time. But yeah, hopefully we will do another one.
I think it was quite a success. It was certainly very enjoyable. You had a great time,
I had
too,
a great time.
Yep.
I mean, we had certainly read about the Freetown State Forest. We'd heard about it. But actually going there and seeing it in the dead of night with the drizzle and everything, that's...
It's a better feeling.
Yes, sure. Exactly, exactly.
It brings a big difference out to what you read in the books and also just hearing about it from other people when they've gone there during the day, and you know, when you actually get to investigate it at night and see some of the different aspects that a lot of people don't get to see.
Exactly.
You know, it makes a big difference.
Right. So how did the convention first come about? Was it your brainchild, or did you
I'd have to say we worked together on it. We wanted to put something out there to get us out, let people know about us, let them know what we do, and that we're serious and passionate about it. And we talked about it. We figured out what we were going to do, and we just had to figure out when would be the best time.
Right.
As you guys know, and Jeff will agree, I mean, you got to worry about mosquitoes and West Nile virus, and you know, you don't want to be
stuff, right.
Exactly. You don't want to be too cold either and do it in November or December. So we wanted to try and plan the best time, and we figured this would be good. And fortunately, other than the rain, everything worked out good for us.
Right. Now your family, John, has a long connection for generations with the Freetown State Forest. You've had a logging industry there?
It's been passed down generation to generation. We own roughly about 50 to 60 acres of land right now still out there. At one point it was a little more, but that's what we still own right now, and that's why just growing up there and the history that I knew and that I've seen for myself, and I just knew it would be a good location. Nobody's ever really done anything with the forest. People have wrote books about it, but never investigated it and did a conference with it and taken people out there.
Well, that was so neat, going in those like SUVs and going along the unpaved roads, the ruts, and I mean, it's like wondering why we're not tipping over, and all of a sudden John gets out with these keys and opens up the gates himself, you know, like something you'd think a forest ranger would do. But yeah, he's got the keys to these cities, so to speak.
Yes, yeah, it makes it a lot easier, you know. And there are, you know, kids, they go around the gates and because they don't have the keys, and which we could have. But I mean, with logging out there, us owning property, we have the keys to it, so it makes it a lot easier, you know, especially to put something like this on.
Right. Well, John and Jeff, I actually have some footage of the convention, so people can really see what it was like, get a glimpse, and kind of experience. So,
good.
Anytime you want to bring that footage up, let's not miss one action-packed minute. We want to see it all.
This is supposedly where the 15-year-old girl got murdered, raped and murdered, and left the house over here.
There's a house over here?
It used to be a house. I don't know if it's still standing or if it's burnt or what, but it used to be. Right, so partially, yeah.
This is where the house where the girl got killed?
Yep.
Who would build a house? Oh, there's two houses.
Well, yeah, that's probably a shed.
Yep.
Because obviously, watch where they step, this is wood.
Yep.
But this is where they found.
This girl dead?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. 15-year-old girl slaughtered right
Look
here.
at this. Look at this. Mist. Right there.
Wow.
There's nothing there if I have my eyes.
No, there's nothing.
Look at it.
Wow.
I'm gonna zoom in. There's mist all in there.
We're gonna have to come back here tonight.
Wow.
If the other road's open, like it should be, we'll have to come back here tonight. And nobody found her for, I think the write-up said that nobody found her for 2, 3, 4 weeks or something.
Oh man, no kidding.
Yep.
Plus the animals must have got a hold of it too. Okay. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it probably was
Some kind of a statue.
yeah.
Supposedly this was, all this area in here was all Indian burial ground.
In here?
In here. And that's why it's actually fenced off, because it was supposed to be preserved. And then people started using this because it was fenced off to put the animals up here.
Oh, really? I can't imagine driving all the way out here to bury an animal.
That cemetery, that people would bury their animals here because it wasn't Indian burial ground, thinking that they would come back.
What size grave?
Maybe size of a lab dog or something. Watch it, there's another hole over here too. But
well, they said they dug them up for
the sacrifices.
Sacrifices. Yeah, there's a dug up hole, all right.
Oh yeah.
The stone's stuck in there too still.
Yep. Look at them all over here.
There's one here covered too.
66, 78.
1981. What's the name of it?
60 to 78.
Princess Michelle, sadly missed, 68 to 91, 81.
63 to 77. This is where they say they feel feeling of dread, like wanting to commit suicide when they come up here. People say they feel that.
This is a beautiful view up here, though.
Oh yeah. And there's all sorts, like, see that path?
Yep.
That's that path that I showed you down below. That was just on the side of the water. That will take you right up there. And then here's the other path right down there.
Yep.
That'll take you that side.
I tell you what, we come here at night, we better watch where we're walking. Sounds like there's a waterfall over there or something.
Oh yeah, right over there. Yep.
It must be coming out that corner. So you see the water going, trickling this way.
All of Taunton State Hospital, the walls around it, and the foundation of Taunton State was used out of this rock.
They just filmed Shutter Island there.
Yes. Yep. And they basically, what I know is way back when the Indians were here, they used this to kind of as a lookout point, things like that. They would they pushed people off here. They chased people. Actually, during the King Philip's War, they had a big trap set here for the settlers. The settlers came. They were all up there watching them, waiting for them to come, and then they ambushed them. But then in, I think, the 30s or 40s, they started digging this out. This was flat ground, and they wanted the ledge taken apart. At certain points, this is 70, 80 foot deep. That's as far as the divers have ever seen and gone down. They can't get down farther because it's so dark and dreary that they can't see. At one point, when this is low, right now it's high, you can see they had a bad accident here. They had a shed somewhere over here, and it was filled with dynamite and stuff. It went off and killed 4 or 5 of the workers. Oh. They ended up, when they hit water here, a natural spring, back then they didn't care about their equipment. They knew they were going to hit a spring at a certain time. They'll leave their big excavator in here. So the big crane with the big bucket is actually still in here, and at certain points you can see the top of the crane sticking right out of the water. So that shows you how deep it is, at least in certain spots. And you could see some of the crane, but they couldn't see no deep because it was so dark. So this could be probably, they guessed maybe up to about 100 feet deep right in this spot. That's deep because well, actually that way.
Same principle. Why the Great Pyramid?
Oh, there is a path around now. Let's get going to the other spot. That way we can get back to the...
But I want to stay here, John.
Oh, I'm sure.
I had never even heard of it.
Well, that was the thing. Like, Chris contacted me back in, I think it was October, and he actually wanted us to, he was coming up for the, what the heck is that called? Monster Fest or Monster Quest they do. Monster Mash, that's it.
Monster Mash, yeah.
Yep, and he was like, look, he says, if it's a good weekend, could you actually take me out there and show me the shack? Could you show me the pet cemetery? I was like, sure. He's been to the ceremonial and the ledge, that's it. And he swears he won't come out here again because his car got stuck out here. When he finally got it out, he lost his muffler on the way home because of scraping. You're going to be late to your own event. What's wrong with you? I'm like, it's okay. I got everybody with me that's important.
Nice to know there's still an active tribe out here.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, so that's from across the street. That's the building that was over there. They pushed it all. How beautiful this is, it's unbelievable. You can only imagine it in the summer with the benches that are here. They put branches all over the top so they have shade when they do their events, and it's very beautiful here.
They wouldn't have known about yellow for a couple of 100 years before. What, 100 years ago?
Wow. Yeah, I'll find out. Well, they only let people up to that little shack that we just went by, the hut, that's as far as they'll let the public, they close this off. You can kind of see, but you can definitely hear what's going on, but they close this to the public. They won't let the public over.
Who's your investigator we were speaking to last night?
My partner, Matt, yeah. Well,
Matt? I'd rather let you go, and I could put that out. Probably not, well, Raven.
this is the Wampanoag ceremonial area where they have their rituals every year. In August, they come up here, have a powwow, they close it down for 1 week. We've come up here numerous times, had great K2 hits, some good EVPs from here, voices that we can't explain, can't understand because obviously they're probably Native American. Just last night, one of our members was sitting here. We asked it if it liked it. It's obviously lit up that it didn't, so he got up. Stopped getting some hits. The female put her K2 and her digital recorder down on the bench. She come over here and said, do you want a female to sit in this chair? Is that okay? And it went solid red and just held to answer no. I was actually sitting on this bench one day. Jeff was standing about where you were, and his nephew was standing there. Matter of fact, I thought the rock was here for a second, but out of the corner of my eye, I saw something come flying through here, and it landed just right beside Jeff. Almost hit him in the head, a rock about this big. Wow. And it was just the three of us. So we don't know where it came from. I mean, there's definitely nobody out here with us.
That's interesting.
So it was definitely very interesting. By the answering the questions and asking, you know, are you still following us? Are you coming home with us? Different things like that. We were asking it, and
we were using the K2.
K2, yeah, we were holding it, and we would stop. You know, once we saw it would light up, we'd stop because we didn't want movement as you know going out that way. So we'd stop and we'd hold it, and Jeff was holding the camera, recording it, and we'd stop, ask it a few questions. Are you still here with us? And just light up. So and I think it was Jeff that asked, are you following us out of here to make sure we go? Just went right up solid red and just held until actually Jeff said thank you, and then it finally dropped down. It was pretty amazing.
This guy's not looking so strong to me over there.
I think you should all do a mock Indian dance around the pit there so I can get some good footage.
I think only Dina could do that without E63.
No, that wasn't a good idea. I don't think she was
Stir up some trouble.
I know.
Thank you, John, very much for showing us this site.
No problem. I'm glad you guys could come out here and get to see it, you know.
Did you?
No, I didn't tell you about the time capsule.
I don't remember hearing about that. He told me about some of your trips.
Is it like a metal box?
Yeah, it's the metal box.
Yeah, it's a deal box.
What's that?
It's what happens is it's like a club that they put like these metal boxes everywhere with like things, and they give you GPS coordinates to it, and then you find it, and then you put something in it, and then write like I was here. And
oh, okay, okay. But yeah, it was like a metal like shell casing box, ammo case, and it was just buried under some rocks at one of the locations. I've been there numerous times, never seen it, and my partner, well, one of the guys, Matt from the group, saw it, and next thing I know, he pulls it out and opens it. He just saw it. He opened it up and started looking. I mean, there's little bouncy balls in there, little notepad, and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, if you follow this path down, probably about a mile and a half, that would take you to the area where Mary Lou Aruta's body was found bound to the tree. So, but it's unpassable right now.
Try to get rid of it. And, finally, he wrote on a piece of paper that said, leave, and the entity leave, before I try to get it to leave. Get out, get out, get out. You'll see it. So if you can play it here. I don't know if it's how good it's going to be, the quality, but...
Foot is actually, the tongue is in the back of the mouth, and the mouth is still a little bit closed. Okay? In head, where the mouth is starting to open a little bit, and the tongue is in the middle of the mouth. Okay? In awe, we're dealing with the tongue is in the back of the mouth. It's very low lying, but it's in the back of the mouth, and the awe as in call, the mouth is more open. This is how we work. We only speak using 44 sounds in the English language. Appreciate it.
We're going to do the pair of twins again. I want to do the staggered pair of twins. Yeah, pair of twins.
Show me what you're wearing around your neck.
I bought that for my protection stone. I got that for negativity magnet.
Thank you.
Positivity magnet.
Have you been having a good time?
Yes.
Good.
The investigations, the locations are very good to get into. Even though they're in the most remote places, they're good to at least see, even if I didn't experience anything.
Thank you.
You're asking something to take control of your body. You're holding those dowsing rods. And it's just like using a planchette. And with that, you always run the risk of a deceptive spirit. You really can't trust, what comes through. You can't take things at face value. The demonic is very deceptive. If you want to talk to Uncle Frank, it's going to pretend to be Uncle Frank for you. The same thing, as I said, the planchette with the Ouija board, even the dowsing rods, and anything like that. You will come in contact with deceptive spirits. You really have to use a lot of protection, that sort of thing. I don't know.
Mike, do you have anything to add about that?
Mike, keep quiet. The K2, get back to one of your points in your question, Laura, was the K2 is really just designed to detect moving magnetic fields, like your toaster's designed to cook toast. If you're going at it from a sort of a spiritual perspective, the act of asking the questions or asking it to communicate may be something that may invite something, but that's a matter of personal point of view. The device itself is not dangerous. It really is meant to just do whatever it is designed to do. The other devices, such as a dowsing rod or a Ouija board, need to have human interaction in order to produce their results, at least in that theory. So they have a little bit more of a danger to them than the K2.
Yes, in some New Age catalogs these days, you see some for sale what they call a spirit board, and the claim is this one exerts a more positive energy, or is that just a bunch of deception? The spirit board is no more less dangerous than the Ouija board.
Yeah, I think it's like Carl said, it's a new form of marketing. I don't see where they get the foundation for that, to be able to make a claim that anything is more dangerous or less dangerous or even dangerous. It's up to, it takes research, coming from a scientific point of view to determine what's better and what's worse. And usually somebody that's putting out anything to sell you something is trying to sell you something, so you got to be careful.
Hey, we can ask some questions. Good. I know Sandra has some for you.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say it was a great time, and it was also great to see our old friends Mike Baker and Shannon Sylvia and her husband Jeff. Of course, they've all been on the show as well. One of the places that we visited on our travels during your convention into the forest, in the forest part of it, was the ledge. And I was surprised to hear that it was a quarry for the mansions of Newport. Is
Yes.
that what you told us, if I'm not mistaken?
It was a quarry for a long time, and a mysterious accident had happened. Somehow the dynamite had gone off in a shack on the side, and it blew up, killed a couple people, and at that time they thought it was some kind of a, I don't want to say curse, but that's what they were kind of thinking it was. So they just up and left the quarry the way it was, but they were actually taking the stone from there, using it to build the mansion foundations, and actually Taunton State Hospital was built. The whole foundation of Taunton State Hospital was built from that quarry.
Wow.
Yep.
And there have been some serious accidents like you described, and people being pushed and evidence being buried under the water and all sorts of things.
Absolutely. I mean, you have all your myths and legends of the white lady that jumped off that was trying to meet her fiance up there. Of course, the reported mob hits that they would dump people out there if it came down to it, if they were trying to get rid of somebody. I mean, who's going to go out there looking for somebody? I mean, you guys went, it's very, very far out there. Yeah. That ledge is at least known to be 70 foot deep. That's as far as the divers have ever gone. So it's a good place to do it if you're going to do anything.
You can't really tell just by looking at it.
No.
You saw in the footage.
No, it looks shallow, but it's really not.
Have you ever felt that you were personally in danger when you were out there in the forest? Did you ever feel threatened?
One night at the ledge, yes. One night at the ledge, something happened. We don't know what. I don't even really know how to describe it. I walked off on my own. We were doing an EVP session. I was at one end. Jeff and the rest of the group was at the other. I walked off on my own and just stood there for almost 10 minutes. They come over, they followed me, and I mean, Jeff was trying to talk to me. I heard it on the digital recorder later. No response. They finally shook me, and when I woke up, I was just crying profusely and cold. I was shivering, rubbing my arms because of how cold I was. I woke up the next morning after going to bed, and I had 3 big scratches coming down the back side of my arm in a place that I couldn't reach. Wow. So, and yeah, we're in the woods, but I had a long sleeve shirt on plus another shirt over it. So it was a little weird.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds disturbing. How about you, Jeff?
Nothing. We caught a couple of good EVPs at the ledge, not as much as the circle, but we had a distinct one when we got back and listened to it. You could hear a demonic voice, and this is what we were doing at the bottom of the ledge, looking up. We did a quick EVP session, and we had a demonic voice in the background, and you could hear in the distance a woman's voice screaming and fainting off like she was jumping off the ledge, and it faded in the distance. So that was one of the most interesting ones we had at the ledge. There wasn't many occurrences of EVPs there, but that was one good interaction we got with the EVP. So.
Okay.
And the ceremonial area is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
A lot of good EVPs there, a lot of good K2 hits there, and just in general.
Next time you need to bring those EVPs with you.
Yes,
We'd like to hear them very much, yes.
Yes. No, next time we will, definitely.
Okay, and how about the pet cemetery? What can you tell us about that?
As far as I know, it was, and I've never been able to find any history on it, but from family telling me it was an actual Indian cemetery a long time ago. It was given to the Faxon Animal Rescue League to use to bury their animals. In present day, I think it was given around in the 60s, and it was shut down in the 80s, just because of the remote location. So we've only gotten a couple of pictures from there, weird pictures. We've had some mist rolling out of nowhere, clear night, and it just came through, and then it just disappeared, like it was nothing. So that's really it. No real.
Has there been any vandalism or anything there that you would
unfortunately,
say would
yes.
account for
unfortunately,
the activity?
Yes. I really believe that the cult, the police have found cult activity up there, graves being dug up, things like that, and we found it too. Our first night up there, I fell into one of the holes actually walking around, and unfortunately, I mean, it's out there. And
that's why we're glad we had you guys to guide us.
Yep.
So we didn't fall into any of those holes, you know. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I think we're all out of time now. We really are.
We really are this time, yes.
We really are this time.
Well, again, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
And we want you to come back again because we definitely do want to continue this.
Great.
And I know you've got a lot going on, and we want to talk about that next time too.
Great. Sure. Thank you very much for having us.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. Again, thank you, studio audience, for being here. You're always wonderful and welcome. Until next time, drive safe, and God bless.
Good night.